So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now, yes, you are reading this correctly. Top 10 creepy ghosts that saved lives. Now, automatically, first thing I thought in my mind, like, all right, did they mean ghosts or angel? You know what I mean? Or are all ghosts bad? Or is it good ghosts and bad demons? Or like, what are we talking here? You know what I'm saying? So I'm confused too, but I'm thinking at the same time, I'm like, could this be angels they talking about? Or good ghosts that are not demons? I don't know. Y'all see how far I dig into it. You know what I mean? I really dig deep into this. So we're gonna check this video out. If you're new to the channel, man, hit the subscribe button and join the fam. That's all we ask. And moment of silence for the haters. That's enough. Now run the likes up. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's go.
I hope you're having an awesome day. I'm your host, Ayman Hassan, and welcome back to another video. So I feel like ghosts have a pretty bad rep in general. You know, they possess
You think? You think?
people, they throw stuff around the house, they're scary, and the list could go on. But there have been instances where they've helped us in ways we could never repay them for. And before I start, I actually just wanted to say thank you to one of our subscribers, FairyChild11, for giving us this video idea. Shout out to you. And with that being said, these are the top 10 creepy ghosts that saved lives. Starting us off at number 10 is the Ladies' Man. So this story originates in Zimbabwe and is about the ghost of a dreadlocked man who calls himself Bongani. According to residents living in Bulawayo, whoever has met Bongani reported him being quite nice and well-mannered and helpful. During the night, he would flirt and court women. Problematic, but I mean, a man's gotta eat. Lol, kidding, no. Either way, Bongani came with a catch, and that was he didn't talk to guys at all. Many women have met him at night, and despite all saying they'd be scared of meeting a man that late at night, they all said they didn't feel threatened by him at all, and they instantly just trusted him. Now, aside from being a smooth criminal, Bongani is a bit of a hero as well. One night, a woman was attacked by 4 men who dragged her to a nearby cemetery intending to gang rape her. Just as they were about to start, they saw a flash of light in the distance which reappeared close to them a few seconds later. The light then turned into Bongani and the men freaked out over the ghost and ran away.
That's an angel. That's her guardian angel. I ain't saying that the stories that they speak about of this dude aren't true or anything, but that to me sounds like her guardian angel. Did you hear what she said was about to go down? What they were about to do to this girl? Like, that's an angel.
It then turned to Bongani and the men freaked out over the ghost and ran away. I just put him as the starting one because, like, who wouldn't love a ghost like that? Like, yes, Bongani. Yes. Coming in at number 9 is the String. So this one really warmed my heart despite how savage it is. So way back when people still rode in horse-drawn carriages, a New Jersey farmer called Charles Henry Durand was going home one night. All of a sudden, in the middle of the road, his horse just stopped moving, refused to go further, and just started trembling. And keep in mind that animals can sense things that aren't there, i.e. ghosts, before we can. So a few minutes later, the air around Charles grew heavy and a light in the distance slowly morphed into a woman next to Charles's wagon. Scared and also too scared to run, Charles stayed put and heard the figure say there is danger at home, stay away until morning, and at that point he recognized the voice as his dead wife's. He listened and then went home probably 30 minutes later and noticed a locked window was now unlocked. Inside he found muddy footprints everywhere and noticed a string in the dark. He moved it with his umbrella and a gunshot sailed straight past him. Had he not seen the string or had a warning from his wife, he would have walked straight into that string, triggered the gun, and gotten shot right in the chest. Dude, I told you guys, happy wife, happy life.
Yo, why y'all always gotta use that saying? Happy wife, happy life, man. This is the one occasion where I can say, all right, yeah, y'all right. You know what I mean? Anytime somebody normally say that, I'd be like, so, you might be right. It is. We don't know, but this situation right here, definitely.
Chest. Dude, I told you guys, happy wife, happy life. Charles must have been doing something right while she was alive. Yes, Charles, we love a good husband. At number 8, we
But at the same time, right, let's just say he remarries and then something goes wrong. Y'all gonna say the wife's still happy? Or what y'all gonna say, huh? She's torturing anybody else who he dates. See, that sounds like Queen. Queen had already told me if she goes before me, I can't have nobody else. I was like, yo, that's cold. We're gonna talk about that on Just the Tip. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Just the Tip.
We have the Grey Man. Now, Pawleys Island in South Carolina is one of the oldest summer resort towns on the East Coast. I mean, it has amazing beaches, views, and it has a resident ghost. The Grey Man is an apparition dressed in pirate clothes, and the story goes that he appears before the onset of any hurricane, and whoever is lucky enough to see him will be spared from the damage, and so will their house. And that's useful as hell, considering there have been like 5 bad hurricanes in the area over the years, and apparently he's appeared before every single one of them. Reliable. We like a reliable ghost. And if you don't believe me, then hear it from the horse's mouth itself. Back in 1989, longtime residents of the area, Jim and Clara Moore, were walking along the beach when they saw a man walking towards them. Jim was just about to say hi to the man when he vanished altogether, and then a while later, Hurricane Hugo hit the neighborhood. Every home in the Moores neighborhood was completely destroyed except theirs. Coincidence? I think not. In another incident, a fisherman saw someone waving to him on the shore, and as he went closer, he saw the figure hold up his hand as a sort of warning. The man took it as a sign to stop fishing, and later that night a horrible storm hit, and had he been out in the water, he would have died straight away. So he always credits the Grey Man for saving his life. Heart getting too warm, getting too full. Filling our number 7 slot is TheSubmerged.
I'm glad he listened. Most people don't listen or take heed to those warning signs, man. That's why when I be like, time to go. Time to go. That's me, like, listening to the warning signs. That's all I'm saying. Time to go.
Heart getting too warm, getting too full. Filling our number 7 slot is TheSubmerged car. Now, back in March of 2015, EMTs rushed to the scene of a car accident. The car had been overturned in an icy river, and when the responders got there, they found a woman in the front and a baby strapped in the back. Now, the car itself was hanging upside down in ice-cold water, meaning the front 2 seats were completely submerged, while the back still had some way to go, if you can kind of imagine what I mean. When rescuers got into the water, they realized the mother was already dead, yet they heard an adult voice coming from the car, and it kept saying help. Officer Jared Warner was one of the first people to reach the car, and he said him and 4 other people all got together and spoke about it, and it's not like they all imagined the same thing. They all definitely heard the voice. One of the team members even responded at the time saying, "We're trying our best to get in there." Baby Lily actually managed to survive the ordeal despite being in the car for 14 hours without food or water, and being upside down with icy water just flowing right below her head. Miracles, you guys. Miracles do come true.
Again, angel. Is it, who else? The baby couldn't even talk. I don't think that baby could talk. So something gave that baby the ability for the time being to be able to speak.
That's not a saying. Miracles
Angel, miracle, angel, not ghost, angel.
come true. That's not a saying. Now at number 6 is The Sister. So this one was submitted by Princess Leia back in 2009, and she said when she was 23 years old, she moved in with one of her best friends. Her friend had a sister who had died recently, and he sort of had a shrine dedicated to her in his house. It was a big bookcase with pictures of her, poems she'd written, a glass crucifix, and some candles. And every day he would sort of do a ritual where he'd take a shot of tequila in front of her and listen to one of her favorite songs. He went on to tell Leah that as long as she lived in that house, that his sister would always protect her. Skeptical, but she went along with it anyway just to make him happy. One night while her friend was at work, she was at home when her abusive ex called her. The ex had also been friends with her friend, so he knew where they lived and he really wanted to see her and happened to be in the neighborhood. Leah said she didn't want to see him and went about locking all the doors in the house, but her ex had already climbed into her friend's bedroom through his window. Psycho ex alert. He had a knife and chased her into the living room and attempted to rape her. Leah was crying, and when he got on top of her, all of a sudden the bookcase started shaking and all the candles went out. The glass crucifix flew off the shelf and hit him in the back, and then the stereo came on and started blasting the sister's favorite song. Freaked the hell out, the ex got up and ran out of the house and never bothered her again.
I'd have been messed up. I'd have been messed up. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm happy everything worked out. He got beat up. He got messed up. He'll probably never show up or mess with her again. I love all of that. But she definitely is traumatized. She got to be traumatized, bro. But happy at the same. Like, you'd be going through a mixture of emotions. Like, what just happened here? What did just happen? Like, I'm so thankful, but at the same time, confused. What happened?
The story makes me sick to my stomach because of this ex. Like,
Facts.
trash, complete trash. But B, I'm so glad the sister ghost was there. Like, yes, girls supporting girls. I'm lame. Coming in at number 5 is the Christmas Miracle. This list is really warming my heart, you guys. I'm really about it. Like, I love it. Either way, so this one took place on Christmas Eve in Shropshire back in 2016. Jane Reynolds and her 2 sons were at home sleeping when at 4 a.m. an unknown force ripped her duvet off her and started shaking her. Before she could even properly wake up and know what on earth was going on, she heard a child screaming and a banging noise. Now, she didn't recognize the voice of the child screaming, but she rushed downstairs to check on her boys, and 4-year-old Ethan was asleep while 18-month-old George was choking and struggling to breathe. She quickly patted him and cleared his airway, but when paramedics showed up, they told Jane how lucky she was she had gotten to him in time. Even though it wasn't her, it was the force or ghost that had woken her up. Curious, she decided to do some digging and speak to her elderly neighbor, who told her 50 years prior, a baby had died in a sleep in their house and the parents were so heartbroken they moved out. So I'm pretty sure the ghost of that baby helped save little baby George. Babies unite. At number 4 is...
See, this is what made me so nervous with my first child, bro. Stuff like that possibly happened, man. Like, I was literally every hour. And then if you hear noise, I'm jumping up too. So much so to the point where I was just like, let me just put the bassinet by the bed and sleep like that and be able to hear it. Like, I was never one of those parents that could sleep with the baby in the other room with a monitor. The baby needed to be close, especially the first child needed to be close.
Dolly Parton. Honestly, her story isn't massively shocking or scary enough to earn her spot number 4, but I kind of just put her here because she's Dolly Parton. Either way, I'm sure we all know who she is. She appeared on Hannah Montana. She's a massive country singer. You guys get the gist. Now, throughout her many interviews, she claims she's protected by both her late grandmothers, and she even has proof. One day, she had a performance in Salt Lake City, so that night, as she was going to leave for the airport, she saw her grandma's ghost in the corner of her room saying, "Don't catch the plane," over and over again. Spooked out but still trusting her, she decided to take her advice and switch flights. And it's a good thing she did, because the flight she was meant to get on ended up crashing, killing every single person aboard. Thank you, grandmas, for keeping me alive. Grandmas unite. Filling on number 3.
Oh, that's Final Destination for you right there. I wonder if Dolly Parton was investigated for that. Like, changing her flight. I'm pretty sure they probably looked at her like, what made you do that? And then when they heard of the story, they probably investigated her after that. Y'all see now I don't get on no airplanes? Huh? They killed everybody. Didn't spare nobody.
This thought is Inception. Literally, this one is Inception because it's like a ghost saves a ghost. Hear me out, you guys. A few years ago, 50-year-old Sonia Burton had a heart attack and was clinically dead for a good 56 minutes. That day was so normal, it just didn't make sense. She went to work at the bingo hall. I mean, what a cute old woman job. Like, of course she works at a bingo hall. Either way, as her shift started, she felt a sharp shooting pain in her chest and then collapsed. Paramedics got there ASAP Rocky and worked hard to save her life while she's being transported to the hospital. While she was dead, Sonia claimed she was about to go into the light, so to speak, when she met and saw her late husband. He told her, "It's not your time, Sonia, go back to the children." And miraculously, 1 minute later, she woke up in the hospital, despite being dead for basically an hour. Essentially, her ghost or spirit met her husband's ghost or spirit, and he was like, "Yo, get back down there. Ghosts, unite." I love it. Now, at number 2 is NASCAR. Don't we all love a bit of race car driving? Yes we do. Either way, many of you may have heard of this story already, but if you haven't, grab your popcorn, folks. 15 years ago, Dale Earnhardt Jr. got into a really bad accident, and he believes he survived it because of a ghost. On the 18th of July 2004, Dale's Corvette spun off the track during a warm-up and then hit the barriers and caught fire. The camera footage shows him sitting motionless in the car before it combusts, and then we see him crawling out of the car. Despite looking like he crawled himself, Dale is adamant that someone pulled him out of the car. Initially, he thought it was a corner worker or something since he felt hands under his armpits pulling him out, but that never happened as the footage shows. He's sure that he didn't climb out himself. He remembered sort of moving or trying to move, but then something grabbed him and just pulled him over the door bars and then let him fall to the ground. I mean, despite suffering from second-degree burns and a whole host of injuries, this ghost did well. Nothing is uniting here, so unfortunately I can't do my catchphrase. And finally, at number 1 is the shoe. Back in June of 1994, Christine Skubish and her 3-year-old son Nick left Sacramento to start a new chapter in their lives. Sadly, on the way there, Christine fell asleep while driving and crashed into an embankment 40 feet below the road. It's believed Christine pretty much died instantly, but miraculously Nick survived. Now get this, 4 days later, a Sacramento local, Deborah Hoyt, was awoken early in the morning and felt this strange need like she had to leave the house straight away. On Highway 50, Deborah and her husband found the naked body of a woman lying on the side of the road, and they called police immediately. And that body they saw, that was Christine. But when the authorities got there, they found no woman lying anywhere. Instead, they found a child's tennis shoe which led them to the car. Nick was dehydrated, he had turned blue from hypothermia, and the deputy found him in the passenger seat of the car next to Christine's body. So how on earth did Deborah and her husband claim they saw her body? It's not like her dead body moved from the car to the road. And Nick never even left the car, so how did his shoe magically get up there? Many believe Christine's ghost made one last effort to save Nick by appearing as an apparition on the road, and also, I guess, transporting his shoe onto the road? Who knows? But I'm pretty sure Deborah's a mum and Christina's a mum, so mothers unite. And that's it for today's video.
That's one thing about moms, bro. They gonna go to the end for their children. Moms are gonna, you know what I mean? You think dads go super hard, moms go super hard too, bro. And they gonna go for their child all the way to the end. And she passed the end, made sure somebody found her child. That's insane, man. Whew. That's why I say, man, when stuff be happening to you, or you feel like you got a premonition, or you feel like, you know, it's a warning sign, man, take heed to it. You know what I mean? I always say, look at it this way. If you take heed and then nothing happens, then cool. You just missed out on something. But if you take heed and then you listen and then something did happen and you glad you listened, wouldn't you rather be glad you listened than the alternative? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen. You tell me not to get on a plane, I ain't getting on one. I'm already not getting on one, so you ain't got to worry about me. But I would strongly suggest others to listen, which is crazy because before I recorded this video, my pops and my niece were trying to convince me to get on a plane. Now I hear this. So you know my answer, right? Okay. Y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what you think. And yeah, this was crazy. Stick around and stay tuned till the next one. I'm gone. Peace.